ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेव। जय राधा। कृपा सिंधु भैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय जगन्नाथ जय जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव जय जय सुभद्रा। जय जगन्नाथ जय जय बलदेव, जय बलदेव जय जय सुभद्रा। जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव। जगतगुरु श्रील भक्त प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरुदेव की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। हरे कृष्णा। So Dandavad pranam to all of you. So I offer my obeisance. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमम् देवी सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयत्मुदुरये। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणे। शून्यतां सकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तन, हृदयन्तस्तो भद्राणि विभुनोति सहस्रुताम्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। यत्कीर्तनं यत्स्मरणं यदर्शनं, यद्वन्दनं यत्स्मरणं यदर्हनम्, लोकस्य सद्यो विभुनोति कल्मषं, तस्मै सुभद्रा श्रवसे नमो नमः। श्रियापति यज्ञपति प्रजापति, यमपतिर्लोकपति धरापति, पतिश्च क्लेवरजशङ्कराभ्यो व्यवस्थितानां भगवान् सतां पति। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna is very uh, important class today, because why? Because we are celebrating Janmashtami next week, right? On the 6th, we are celebrating Janmashtami. And this is a class that we are getting the nectar of Krishna Katha, especially the Bal Lila. So we are hearing this Bal Lila of Krishna. This is the more glorified version of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this topic is basically the liberation of Trinavruta. So this discussion is starting with the discussion between Sukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. And we all know it is in the discussion is happening between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami. And Sukdev Goswami was describing about the Krishna and the nectar of devotion, particularly. So here, in the previous class, previous verse, prior to this topic, it is Putana, liberation of Putana. They discussed all about this, liberation of Putana. Now today, we are discussing about liberation of Trinavruta. So Sukdev Goswami asked, Parikshit asked Sukdev Goswami, please help me understand and please describe the Balya Lila of Krishna, because this is very nectarian. Very nectarian. And particularly, Sukdev Goswami could understand the mood of Parikshit Maharaj and he became exalted. In Bhagavad Gita, we'll be discussing about how the discussion happened, how the liberation of Trinavruta happened, and what is the learning for us? What is the teaching Krishna is giving to us and how we can learn from that, right? So let's pray for Guru and Gauranga. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakyurunmilitam Jenam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Shupadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavan Samsa Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Idam Tam Sajivam Tadvitam Savadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitans He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Mancha Kalpatarubhishya Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So the discussion between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami. Parikshit Maharaj started with a very wonderful verse. Yena ena batarena Bhagavan Harishwara. There are many births, right, of Lord in this art. So there are multiple. So Karoti Karnar Ramanti Manogyani Svena. But he says he started with a very wonderful point. The Krishna Katha is so nectarian that what it gives pleasure to the mind and the heart. Mano, mind. It gives pleasure to the mind. So please describe the Balya Lila of Krishna. And particularly, we heard about many births, many your Lila of Krishna, particularly in Vaman Dev, in the form of Narsingh Avatar, Kurma Avatar. So many avatar has taken place. But especially the Krishna Katha, in the particularly the Balya Lila is very nectarian. Please bless me with the glory of the Balya Lila. And today we are going to celebrate Janmashtami. Very recently we are going to celebrate. So this is a very nectarian position for all of us, right? So while listening Srimad Bhagavatam, one point of time, while talking about Aghasur, thereafter after completing the Aghasur Lila, the Brahma Vimohan Lila happened, right? And while Brahma Vimohan Lila happened, Brahmaji described Vayam Dhanya. He described Aho Bhagyam, Aho Bhagyam. They're so fortunate. Whom he is describing? Brahmaji is describing this fortune of the Gop Sakha. Because Aho Bhagyam. How fortunate this Gop Sakha are. The Krishna as a Lord at the Supreme Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead is coming and playing with this Gop Sakha. So how fortunate they are. Now listening all this stuff, what Parikshit Maharaj, you all know Parikshit Maharaj is dying in how many days? The fourth days has passed. Only 3 days left. What should be the mood of a person who is dying in 3 days, right? Suppose we are there in the Parikshit Maharaj position, we could have been completely fainted, right? Hi, what is happening? I'm going to die after 3 days or 4 days. What will happen to my properties, my kingdom, my family, my son, my daughter, my wife? What will happen? But Parikshit Maharaj says a very wonderful point. What he says, Vayam dhanyatama loke. Vayam means we are all here sitting together and are the most fortunate person. And did he say dhanyatama in Prithvi? No. He says dhanyatama loke. Loke means the planetary systems. We're the most fortunate person in the entire planetary system. Why? Why? What could be the reason? Why Parikshit Maharaj is saying the most fortunate person we are? Because we get the opportunity to listen Krishna Katha. That should be the mood of listening Krishna Katha. So I remember while we were taking initiation, me and my wife, in the year 2007, my Guru Maharaj given this opportunity to take both of us to Brasdham Parikrama. Next day after the initiation, we took this opportunity. Guru Maharaj blessed us. And he took us to all the important places of Vrindavan, Golak, Vrindavan, and all these stuff. We went to Nandgaon, we went to Barshana, we went to Chatikara, and also you all know there is Radha Kund, Sham Kund. And while reaching to every places, the Guru Maharaj described us what should be the mood of entering to the Brasdham. How should we pay our obeisance to the Braj? Why should I pay our obeisance to the Golak Vrindavan? And finally, we should understand the mood, the bhava of being connected with Krishna, right? And while describing so, given the importance, the Krishna Katha and entering to Golak Vrindavan, there is no difference. There is no difference between Krishna is very much here. Krishna is not only in Vrindavan, but also Krishna is residing in where? In Srimad Bhagavatam. So while reciting, while reading, or while listening Srimad Bhagavatam, we should feel that Krishna is with us. And when Krishna is with us, what should be the mood? I'm most fortunate one. And this is the most fortunate moment of my life. And that's why Parikshit Maharaj says, Vayam dhanyatama loke. We are the most fortunate in this entire planetary systems. But because nobody is getting this opportunity to listen to Krishna Katha like this. Even at the time of, ticking, each and every moment is ticking. And that time we are listening to Krishna Katha. And now, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, Sukdev Goswami, out of the Krishna Katha, the most nectarine is what? The Balya Lila of Krishna. Especially the 10th canto is full of nectar. Full of nectar. Whatever you listen Krishna Katha, you'll get the nectarian, the pleasure each and every moment from every direction. Right? We've been hearing Krishna Katha from the very childhood. We've been seeing the drama. We have been seeing this TV serial, Krishna, Bal, Krishna, right, Prabhu? So still, what do you feel? The moment you look Krishna Katha, that watch television, still we feel the pleasure. As if it is completely new to us, right? This is the beauty, this is the pleasure of Krishna Katha. So Sukdev Goswami, what happens? Suppose somebody asking you, you'll feel neutral. Maybe one of your friends is asking, so you'll feel neutral. Or sometime you feel angry. Why he's asking this question? But when a devotee is asked to describe about Krishna, what happens? Tustanti cha ramanti cha. Machitta matagata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantaschamam nityam tustanti cha ramanti cha. This is the mood of a devotee while interacting with the devotee, particularly when somebody is asked to describe about Krishna Katha. So what it given amazing amount of pleasure to Sukdev Goswami. And he became exalted and he started describing Krishna Katha. So here in this particular verse, Srila Prabhupada written 1.5 pages, particularly about the importance of hearing Krishna. Who can hear Krishna Katha? Who is qualified to hear Krishna Katha? Parama Nirvishmaranam, who has got no enviousness in the heart. And when you are clean, you get the nectar you can enjoy each and every moment of that nectar. That is the importance that we have. So here, Sukdev Goswami became exalted with the love of Krishna, and it started flowing in his heart. All the bhava, the rasha, the mallow started flowing, and he started describing one beautiful pastime of Krishna, that is Sakatashur, Trinavruta, as well as the Krishna's, what Krishna sown Ma Jashoda Maya in his mouth. These three things as described immediately after the request from Parikshit Maharaj. So in this particular day, this is Krishna has passed 3 months now. You all know Putana came to kill Krishna in how many days? What was the number of days? By the time it was 7 days, right? 7th day. But after there is no Lila performed by Krishna. Now Krishna started thinking that I should do some Lila now. So what happened? He started playing something trick. So what happens? This is Ma Jashoda. He invited all the Brajavasi and particularly all the Brahmanas, the exalted Brahmanas, to do a Ushav, because Krishna completed 3 months. Udanda Lila. That means Krishna become, if you know, mothers know, if Krishna, your child is 3 months old, he started turning around. So this is a turning Ushav. Krishna will be turning now this time for the celebration. And what is the mood of the celebration? The mood is to give blessings to Krishna, to the child. To get blessings from all the Brahmana, the Suddha, the pure Brahmana, the pious Brahmana, so that they will bless little Krishna and Krishna will be protected. Who is thinking so? Ma Jashoda, because Jashoda and Nandababa, they want to play the normal parents' role. They don't want Krishna to be the Supreme Lord. They don't want to see Krishna as the Supreme Lord, but as a normal child. That's it. They wanted to perform Krishna to get the blessings of the Brahmana. And what they did, they invited all the Brahmanas, all the Gopas, Gop Kumar, Gop Sakhas, and also Gopis to their house. Now, 3 months back, there was a celebration, Nanda ke ghar Anand bhayo, Jai Kanhaiya Lal ki, Hati Ghoda Pal ki, Hati Ghoda Pal ki. Now this mood has again come back, now in the form of this celebration. Now in this celebration, all the Brahmanas came and they started reciting all the mantras, Vedic mantras. And during this time, Jashoda Maya, what she did, she fed Krishna long back, but after that feeding, there was a bullock cart. And in fact, it is described about the bullock cart that the bullock cart was nowhere, but all of a sudden the bullock cart came and it was staying in this angan of Jashoda Maya. Nanda Baba ki angan mein, it came the bullock cart. Now, what they did, they put all this, the ghee, everything over the bullock cart. And under the bullock cart, there was a jhulan for Krishna. And Jashoda Maya did, they put the jhulan under the bullock cart. Now you just visualize this particular incident. And the bullock cart is there. Beneath the bullock cart, there is a jhulan, the swing. And Jashoda Maya put Krishna in the swing. Now Krishna is now gone to sleep for a little while. But all of a sudden, Krishna wake up. And what he did, he started crying. Like anything. He started crying. And what Jashoda Maya is doing? Jashoda Maya is busy in serving the Gopas, serving the Brahmanas. But Krishna is crying, but nobody is listening. Nobody is listening. Krishna is crying. So what happened? Thereafter, there is a beautiful analysis. There is a beautiful description given by why Jashoda Maya is not listening to Krishna's cry. And it is said that the serving the Vaishnavas and serving the Brahmana is more important than serving the Lord. And Nanda Baba and Jashoda very well knew the serving Brahmana and serving the Vaishnava is very, very, very important than serving Krishna. Though they are not considering Krishna as the supreme personality, but still they were thinking that let's not neglect the service to the Brahmana. Let's not neglect the service to the Vaishnava. And with that mood, they kept on serving and neglecting Krishna. But what happened? If you see the babies, particularly mother, they sometimes while crying, the little baby, 3 months, 4 months baby, they pick up their hand, raise their leg, they stretch their hand like little exercise, gymnasium, right? And similarly, Krishna did what? Krishna started doing gymnasium. Now he wanted to play a role. And Krishna picked off his leg, little bit and stretched. And the above, what is there? The bullock cart. Above him is the bullock cart. So he just stretched his leg and put the leg over the bullock cart, and immediately, boom, the bullock cart turned down and completely devastated. The axle broken, the two wheels separated, the bullock cart fell down into the away. That was a very dangerous situation. Think about this. The bullock cart is a very heavy bullock cart. Now the little boy is there, little baby is there. If it is falling down, then what will happen? That becomes a very serious matter to everybody. Everybody started coming to Krishna. Oh, baby, oh, what happened? What happened? Is Krishna safe? Yes, Jashoda Maya picked up Krishna. And he started thinking what will happen. Though they are saying that Krishna is safe. Krishna is very much safe. Nothing has happened. But they're wondering, who done this? Who has done this? Who is the culprit? How did this happen? How this can be happening automatically? Can it be happen automatically by itself? No. But they're just thinking, yes, it is a big, big, big fortune for us, all of us. We might have done great fortune in our past. We might have done great number of austerity in our past life. We might have done lots of tapasya in our past life, that our son is protected. Our Krishna is protected. And because of this fortune, nothing has happened to Krishna. Now what happened? The little boy, they're looking at, playing around the bullock cart. You see, there is a boy, little boy, baby is there, and you can see good number of children will be playing together with this baby, just to enjoy, right? And similarly, the little boys and the goat boys, they were watching Krishna. And some of them were saying this, no, we have seen. It is the Krishna's leg that threw away this bullock cart. And now this senior goat, what they're saying, you the shameless boy, you started cheating also. How come a 2-3 months baby can throw away this bullock cart like this? The bullock cart is very heavy. How can it be possible? No, we have seen it. We have seen it. Now here, the wonderful it is described by Acharya that what is the reason the little boy, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years boy, they could understand it is Krishna who has done it. But that's even the elder people, they could not understand. They could not comprehend even the Krishna could have done. So while describing, the Acharya says, it does not matter whether you are a boy, small boy, little boy, 3 years old, 4 years old, or whether he is an elder person, 80 years, 90 years old. Jai Krishna Beti Tatta. If you know Krishna logically, then irrespective of your age, you can understand the importance, the potency of the Lord. So it does not matter whether Prabhuji, little Prabhuji, is there. You can understand Krishna Katha, right? You can listen, but how we can understand the nectar of Krishna, the potency of Krishna? It is just by listening. Listening is so important. The Acharya says here, the Gopas of Vrindavan, they might not have Although at this point of time they are describing, they might not have relation, but the Gop Sakha, the little boys, they might have listened Krishna Katha in their previous birth, in the previous and previous birth. That's why they are fortunate and they could understand the nectar of Krishna's potency. Right? So even Prahlad Maharaj says, Komaram Acharit Pragyan. Even the little boy in the small age, we should help our children to cultivate the devotional service because this is the right time. Right time. So likewise, what happened? The boy, they narrated how Krishna's leg was picked off. This that touched the bullock cart and it threw away. And that was a moment nobody could understand, but later on they realized, yes, these boys could be telling the truth. But anyhow, what the intention was to understand how Krishna would be protected further. And Jasoda Maya, immediately what she did, she started calling all the Brahmanas. Because there is a Suddhikaran Kriya that happened. Swastik Vachan. What is the Swastik? How is she performed the Swastik Vachan? Swastik is the process of purifying the child. झाड़ मतलब हिंदी में एक कहा था झाड़ फूकते हैं. Suppose there is a black magic or something, that means something happens, so mother will do the झाड़ फूक. I don't know what you called it. Drishti, right? Drishti nivaran, Drishti nivaran. So that all this black magics, all this ill effect will be going away, right? Similarly, Mother Jasoda started doing. But what is the beautiful way of the Swastik Bachan that happened? In the Swastik Bachan, they applied a lot of Swastik activity that is called the mango patta, that is akatya. Akatya means on non-broken rice. Non-broken rice. That's why if you look at all the bratas that the Matajis do, that you generally pick up this non-broken rice, that is right. It should be very clean, non-broken. It should be put with dub ghas, right? The grass, duba grass. And it will be going to this, all the swastik vachan. The Hyman, Vedic mantras, the Vedic mantras was recited by whom? All the exalted Brahmanas. Nanda Baba picked up the exalted Brahmanas of Vrindavan and he started reciting mantras. By sprinkling water, the Ganga water, the sprinkling milk, sprinkling Panchamrit. And Prabhupada described we should do sprinkling of all these pious things to our children also to protect them. Right? So their mother should do this performance once in a while with your children. Whether it's the elder children or maybe mother at the age of 90, 95 also, they sprinkle their 60, 70 years old boy. I'm saying boy because for mother it is boy, right? Or girl. So still they do that. And we should do it regularly. This is described by Shastra. And Mother Jasoda, what they did by the Brahmanas, they started sprinkling. There is a beautiful verse here, describe the qualification of Brahmanas here. The Brahmanas, Nanda Baba says, the blessings of the Brahmanas never goes waste. The blessings of Brahmana never goes waste. So here, the qualification of Brahmana is given. Hinsa mana vivarjita. Irsa hinsa mana vivarjita. The Brahmanas, those who were available there, those present there, they were bereft of this four very ill effect. Let's understand this. Irsa hinsa mana vivarjita. Vivarjita means bereft of. Completely nullified. Number one is irsa, enviousness. Number two is hinsa. Hinsa, you understand? Violence. Third is mana. Mana. And these three are being completely taken away from the Brahmana. But here is the very important things we are going to discuss. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, who is the most dearest to me? Advishta sarvabhutana maitra karuna evachu nirmamo niraham krutva sukham dukkham samakhyame. Santushta satatam yogi jatatma drudha nishchaya maya arpito mano buddhayo samay yukta tamahamata. Prabhupada described very beautifully about the qualification of the Brahmanas. Brahmana, Vaishnavas are more, the very dearest to the Krishna, right? And when we are a Brahmana, then only you can become a Vaishnava. But becoming a Brahmana is very important, and we should think about the 4 important qualities. Number one, we should not have Irsa and we. Prabhupada says there are third repose, the 6 enemies of human being. And out of the 6 repose, if you have little of among the 5, that is okay. Little bit of greediness is okay. Little bit of anger is okay. You are allowed to enter into Golok Vrindavan. But you are having a little fraction of Irsa, that will restrict you going from Golok Vrindavan. That will never allow you to move to the transcendental service of Krishna. So the very first quality is Irsa. And Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, what say? Advesta. Advesta is without Irsa. This is the first quality of a Brahman. Second quality is Himsa, violence. Prabhupada described about the violence in the 7th canto. And what he described about Hinsa, what do you understand by Hinsa? Basically, when you are talking about Hinsa, it comes automatically in our mind that we are doing violence against any animal, maybe killing of animals, killing of any birds. But Prabhupada described very wonderfully. Hinsa, even giving violence, doing violence on your Atma is also Hinsa. That is the highest level of Hinsa. If you are not taking care of your soul and not engaging in Krishna consciousness in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, that is Hinsa. And the Hinsa of the highest order. And the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, they are very careful about this particular Hinsa. Uddhare tatmanam atmanam na atmanam avashadaye tatmano hi atmanor bandhu atmanor ripuratmana. Krishna says very beautifully, now you have to take care of this. You got the opportunity to liberate yourself. Don't allow yourself to fall down. So not allowing yourself to fall down from the constitutional position of your life. What is the constitutional position? Krishna Nityadas. This is the constitutional position of life. And if you're allowing ourselves to fall down and I am the master, aham mameti, then you are doing hinsa to yourself. That is the description of Prabhupada about the hinsa. So first is irsa, second is hinsa. That is violence. Third is mana. What is mana? Pride, right? Mana is pride. And this is the one of the biggest enemy in Krishna consciousness, in our devotional path. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, 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 very careful about this particular things. And he instructed us. Trinadapi shunichena, karurapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, irtaniya shada. And this mana is so important. Each and every moment we talk about in our day-to-day life, we got the habit of expecting some mana, some expectation from everybody. Oh, I have done this wonderful service. Somebody should say, and yes, Prabhu, you have done a wonderful job. Mataji would be thinking, Mataji, you have done excellent job. This expectation is always there, and that leads to the pride. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, he only can recite the Krishna, the chanting properly, who has got no expectation, who has got zero expectation. Amanina. And the description here, Prabhupada says, these Brahmanas were bereft of these 3 things: Irsa, Hinsa, and Mana. And that's why his king, Nanda Baba says in this next verse, Na nispala bhavishyanti, na nispala bhavishyanti. This never goes waste. What never goes waste? Na kadachan api sputita. Never, and at any point of time, it never goes waste. What? The blessings of the Brahmana. But what could be the condition of the Brahmanas? The conditions should be, they should qualify to be this. And if you look at, there are so many Brahmanas we have seen in the Srimad Bhagavatam. They are what are so potency. They are having so much of potency that whatever they utter, that get fructified. Even Parikshit Maharaj was, the little Brahmana. He was cursed by the little Brahmana. You will be killed. You will be bitten by the snake. In how many days? 7 days. Did Parikshit Maharaj neglected that one? No. Why? Why Parikshit Maharaj was not neglecting that thoughts of the Brahmana boy, little boy? Because he very well knew the word that is coming out from the Brahmanas is having lots of potency and it never go to waste. Similarly, the blessings of the Brahmanas also in that level. And one very wonderful story, the Ramachandra, I'm not talking about Purushottam Bhagavan Ram. There was another king called Ramachandra, right? And Ramachandra invited, he wanted to see the word of Brahmana never goes waste. So let me see in my kingdom if I have some pious Brahmana of these qualities. So this is in the Kali Yuga. So he invited all the exalted Brahmana to his kingdom and is given a test. Now, what is the test for them? He put 2,000 liters of water. How much? 2,000 liters of water. And he just addressing all those Brahmanas. I know the Brahmana has got potentially to do anything. And there is a Brahmana who's called, and Brahmana can, and one Brahmana we know, he could drink the entire ocean with a mantra. But I wanted to see if you can drink 2,000 liters of water at a go. And no Brahman could dare to do that, right? Nobody came forward and say that I will do it. Nobody dared to do that. Everybody kept silent. Thereafter, he started thinking that it means, it proves that I don't have any Brahmana of higher order in my kingdom. How come you become Brahmana? How come this happened? The one Brahmana was very clever, very, very clever. He started thinking, "Oh king, I have something to offer you. Can you help me, please?" Yes. Now we have another king by the name of Ramachandra. And you are also Ramachandra. Ramachandra is also Kshatriya. You are also Kshatriya. And one that our Ramachandra, because of his blessings, he could float the stone on the ocean. Now in this 2,000 liters that you have water that you have given, and I'm bringing a stone for you. Can you float it? Can you please show us that you have that capability to float it? So what it did is handed over the stone to the king Ramachandra. And obviously, the king does not have that potency to put it. And he realized that this is the mistake. Our expectation is mistake. Our expectation is undue. Similarly, we have all undue expectations from everybody in the Kali Yuga. There is no Brahman of that order, no Kshatriya of that order, no Vaishya of that order, no, and all Prabhupada says we all Sudra. Brahmane Sutra Dhimahi, Dampatye Rati Dhimahi, Lavanya Esha Dhimahi. Prabhupada says, how Brahmana will be identified in Kali Yuga? The Brahmana will be identified by their trade. Right? The family relationship, Dampatya means husband-wife relationship only will be restricted to their Dampatya Rati. So this is the quality will be diminishing. So in this particular points, when Nanda Baba, Jashoda, everybody could see that Krishna is been attacked by whom? Sakatasur. Now they started thinking we should protect Krishna by giving the protection of Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas. And Prabhupada in this particular verse described how the Brahman's positions has come. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankati samasarveshu bhutesu madbhaktim lavate param. This is the position the Vaishnavism begins. Now you become a qualified Brahmana, Ichha Dvesa Samuthena, Dvanda Mohena Bhavata, you just moved away, and Advesta Sarvabhutana, Maitra Karuna Evacha. Now we come to that position. Now, in that position, the real devotional service begins. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankati samasarveshu bhutesu madbhaktim lavate param. Now, the real devotional service begins. This is how Nanda Baba and Jashoda, they started hugging Krishna, kissing Krishna, and they started protecting with this Brahmanikas. But here Prabhupada says, in this Kali Yuga, in this particular time, there is no mantra, there is no pious Brahmana, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful. And irrespective of all this non-availability, he has given a wonderful, wonderful solution. What is the solution? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the mantra. And this is one point. If you, what is the intent of all this austerity that Jashoda and Nanda Baba was performing? To give protection to Krishna. And this is called Rakhyagna mantra. That is called a Rakhyagna mantra. That mantra will protect you from all the Rakshasas. Because why though they were very careful about this? Because during this name ceremony, it is given this Krishna will be always, they're very, very, very careful because Krishna will be always been attacked by Rakshasas, particularly sent by Kamsa. That's why they did the Rakhyagna mantra. But today's, in Kali Yuga, all the kind of mantras are being put inside the one mantra that is called Maha Mantra. That is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Namna Makhari Bahudha Nija Sharva Sakti Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadrashi Tabakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdidbam Idrusham Ihanat. So this is the point. All the mantras, all the Vedas mantra, everything is instilled in this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And that is the biggest advent of Kali Yuga. And we are very fortunate that we are reciting the name of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on our daily life, right? We are doing that. So that's why it is very important. Now, after a few days, what happened? Everything settled down. And Jashoda, Nanda Baba, now they started thinking, yes, something is settling down. And after Datyo Namna Trinavruta, Kansa Bhrutya Pranodita. This is the point that Kansa Bhrutya is the servant of Krishna. Kansa is came to Vrindavan. Is coming to Vrindavan. And one day, Jashoda Maya was sitting, taking Krishna in her lap and feeding her. And he started feeling heaviness in Krishna. If you think, if you are having 1 kilo weight in your body, you'll feel little light. 10 kilos a little heavier. 100 kilos, impossible. Now Krishna gradually what happened? While sitting in this lap of Jashoda Maya, Krishna was gradually increasing his weight. 1 kilo, 2 kilo, 10 kilo, I don't know. And Jashoda Maya started feeling as if the weight of the entire earth has come onto her lap. She could not pick up Krishna, but Krishna gradually pushed Krishna to the floor. And what happened? Datyo Namna Trinavruta. There is a Datya, that means a demon in the name of Trinavruta. Trinavruta. Who is he? Whose identification is the servant of Kamsa. And he entered into Vrindavan. And Trinavruta, would you understand what is that? Hurricane, right? Comes like a whirlpool and take away everything at a go. And he can take away, sometimes I have seen good number of even cows, and if you leave the tornado or maybe hurricanes in United States, particularly in California, they can sometimes take away the cows, big buffaloes, cows, they take away, right? Forget about the house and everything. But similarly, the Trinavruta entered into Vrindavan. And what he did, Krishna is sitting there in the Nandalaya. And this beautiful things happened. What is the name Trinavruta? This wonderful name Trinavruta has happened because Trina means the straw. Trinadapi Sunichina, the straw. And Krishna sitting in the lap of Mother Jashoda. Jashoda Maya felt what? Like Entire earth has come to my lap. Now what Krishna did? He enlightened himself like a straw. And that is the potency Prabhupada here described. It is the potency of the Lord. He can do anything at any point of time, at any way. He got the capacity to become a large and a capacity to become a fraction like a Atma. And similarly, what he did, he became enlightened himself and like a Trina. And for him, do you think for Trinavruta, is it easier or difficult for him to take away Krishna? Easier because he become lighter. And Krishna wanted to enjoy that particular pastime to see the whirlpool, how the whirlpool will be taking at the sky level and how he can enjoy this. And Krishna was very, very happy being enjoying that particular moment. And what happened? He became enlightened and he was taken away by Trinavruta to the sky. And Prabhupada said, this is the potency of the Krishna, Achinta Tattva. यहाँ पे आनंद चिन्मय रस Prabhupada described about Ananda Chinmay Rasha. He wanted to enjoy this particular Rasha, the mallow of Trinavruta, association of Trinavruta. And he went up, but gradually he could see the intent of Trinavruta. He wanted to kill me. That's what happened. He could see the neck of Trinavruta. And Trinavruta he could not tolerate the pain Krishna exhibited. Now Krishna became very heavy. He was very lighter at the bottom, at the down floor. But when he went up, what happened? He started developing the heaviness. And even Trinavruta failed that it is the heaviness he could not tolerate and came down to this heart. And when he fell down, what happened? Krishna was holding his neck tightly. What is the motive of Krishna holding his neck? Here he says, Krishna was holding his neck. He was thinking that I may fall down. Right? Somebody says he may think that I may fall down. If you're looking at the Bhautik Dristikon, he'll be thinking that Krishna may be thinking that I may fall down. That's why he's grabbing his neck. No? But now Krishna wanted to grab his neck to kill him because he could understand the intent of Trinavruta. Bhavagrahi, right? Not only Bhavagrahi for devotees, but Bhavagrahi for the demon also. So he could understand and read the ill intent of Trinavruta and grab his neck and immediately crashed. And the crashed and he fell down from his back. And he fell down from the back, that means this side. And Krishna was and died instantly. Trinavruta died instantly. And without uttering a single word, he died. And immediately he died. And Krishna was sitting on this chest of Trinavruta and he was smiling. He was smiling. And now the gopis, they came running, looking at the big, heavy body of the Trinavruta. They ran away. Immediately ran towards Krishna and picked up Krishna immediately. And they reported Jasoda Maya, Krishna is safe. Now what happened as a mother, immediately they say something mishappenings with the little boy or baby. They immediately start what happened? Testing if the baby is right or not, if the baby is functioning properly or not. Because the demon has come and he might have some ill effect on the Krishna. So immediately what happened? Taking Krishna and started feeding Krishna to test whether Krishna is properly there or not. And Jasoda Maya started feeding Krishna and ensure that yes, Krishna is doing well, he's functioning well, there is no effect. And looking at this, there is a point here described that what is the cause of his death? What is the cause of the death? Now the Gopas, particularly Nanda Baba, they started interpreting this event. What could be the reason Trinavruta dying? What could be the reason of his death, instant death? Now he says, because of the papam. Hinsam swapapena vahi sitam khalaha. Sadhu sat samatvena bhayad amuchyate. And they concluded the very extremely important point, which we need to understand this particular point. All the Gopas, the senior Gopas, they're describing the only cause which led to the death of Trinavruta is papam. What is papam? He's papa. Krishna in Govardhan Lila says about the karma. This is the karma. Karma. What he says? Only because of the karma you are generating your real effect. Karmana jayate jantu karmannehi praliyate sukham dukkham bhaya khyomam karmannehi vidhyate. Because of the karma that you are doing as a human being, that karma binds you, and that generate what? Sukham dukkham, along with the happiness and also miseries. And along with this happiness and misery, what happens? Bhaya khyomam. These two byproducts, that is bhaya also and khyomam also. What is bhaya? Fear. Being fearful about my position, being fearful about my death, being fearful about my future, the bhaya. And what is khyomam? Kyoma is lamentation. Oh, I could have done this way, I could have done that way, I could have this, I could have done that. This all is lamentation. Each and every moment, the lamentation, the lamentation. So Krishna says, Karmana jayate jantu karmannehi praliyate sukham dukkham bhayokyamam karmannehi vidhyate. And all these four elements are coming out from the karma that you are doing. And from the karma, what happens? The papa also come. And what is the cause of the papa? Ichha. Ichha dvesa samattvena dvanda mohena bharata. And all the Gopas, senior Gopas, they described this particular event and concluded it is because of the papam that the death happened. In Bhagavad Gita, described a lot of things that happened, described by Krishna about the papam. Particularly, what are the three gateways to papam? Lust, anger, right? These are the three gateways of the papam. The excessive lust, anger, and also enviousness is very critical one. And because of that, we consistently been entangled with the papam. But what is the devotional service? When the devotional service begins, Krishna says, Tesham to antagata papam jananam punya karmanam. Te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajate mam dudhabrata. And this is the beginning of the devotional service. Unless we nullified our papam and the intent of doing papam, we cannot come to this devotional service, the path of Krishna consciousness. And if you're not doing those, we become mithyachari. In this particular event, if you remember the Sakatashur, what they did, you should be feeling ashamed because you started lying to your senior. Who says this? The senior Gopas, they're telling the kids that you should be ashamed of doing this. You're telling lie. Now, who is the real liar? Whom Krishna says the real liar? You are having the desire to fulfill, desire to be enjoying, desire to enjoy the sense gratification, but you are exhibiting that you are a Krishna conscious person. That is the biggest liar. And what happened? Because of the lie, we fall into the trap of the papam. And next verse is next very important point is sadhu samatvena. Sadhu samatvena. Because what the sadhu does, they understand the importance of moving away from the papa and to enter into Krishna consciousness. And when they enter into Krishna consciousness, what happens? They are protected and they feel completely protected. They feel protected. And that is the difference. It is wonderful words. While we're reciting this prayer of Sukdev Goswami, Sayapati, Jagyapati, Prajapati, Dhayampati, Lokapati, Dharapati, describing about all the patis. Krishna is the pati of Shreya. Krishna is the pati of Dhara, this earth. Krishna is the pati of all the Sri, Sampada, and he is the pati, Lokapati, is the pati of every human being, right? But wonderfully is described ultimately at the end of this verse, what he says? Satampati. Satampati. What is the importance of this particular word, Satampati? Ultimately, Krishna is the Pati of the Satam. Who is Satam? Satam is nothing but the devotee. Satam Prashangat Mama Virya Sambhita, right? We understand that, Kapil Muni. So Satam is the devotee, who is the exalted devotee, is called Satam. And Krishna is ultimately the Pati of the Satam. Right? So what is the Satampati? Why Krishna loves the Satampati? And while understanding the Brahma Bimohan Lila, Krishna says, is it uh, Brahmaji was praying Krishna, that is, what is the exalted position of the devotee and what the devotees are engaged with. Devotees are engaged with this, only interest is to Krishna Katha. Jnane prayasa udapasyanamanta eva jivanta sanmukharitam bhavati varta stane stita srutigatam tanubak manobhi. Right? What is the duty? What he understand? The devotee understand with only one thing. They get rid of all the jnana, the effort of putting jnana, acquiring knowledge. Right? And the only interest is to listen the Krishna Katha. Namanta eva, by submissively they bow down and keval, the only thing they do is to hear the Krishna Katha properly. And they live only and live in because of that. So that they're living because to develop the interest and inquisitiveness to develop to hear the Krishna Katha. And how, after this prayer, Sutta Goswami described this position and why it is so Krishna is pouring blessings to this devotee. Tattvenukampa susamikhyamano bhunjan evam atmakrit vipakam. Right? Kridbhag bandobhi vidhita namante jivetaye muktipade sadayava. This is the exalted position and this is the most important points. What the devotees, after inquiring the or developing the inquisitiveness to listen Krishna Katha, they do. Tattvenukampa susamikhyamano. They keep on analyzing the benediction, the blessing, the mercy of the Lord pouring to their life. Because of this mercy, they will all be sitting like this and listen Krishna Katha, right? Tattvenukampa. And this is happening only because of the mercy of the Lord. Unconditional mercy of the Lord. And what the devotee does, the devotee keep on analyzing, oh, it is all happening because of the mercy of the Lord. It is all because the mercy of the gurus. It is all happening because of the mercy of Vaishnavas. Susamikhyamano. Each and every moment, keep on analyzing this particular point. And what they do, bhunjan evam atmakrit vipakam. And if there is something misery or maybe some disappointment, some misery is happening in their life, what they do, bhunjan, they tolerate it. They tolerate it. Titikshavah, tolerate it. And how they tolerate it, what is the intent of the toleration? Because it is done because I'm getting it because of my past karma. This papam I'm talking about is because of the past karma. Atmakrit, Atma means Swa, myself. Because I have done this particular mistake in my past life, I'm getting this misery. Because of this, I'm getting this problem, this hurdles. And they do analyze that particular thing, Bhunjan, and they tolerate that particular things. Atmakrit Vipakam. Vipakam is reciprocation, the reaction of that. And what they do? Namante, Hridbak Bakurvi. Hrid means by heart, by word. Bapu means sarir. Jive. And they surrendered to the Lord. They surrendered to the Lord. And with that, what happens? Jivetai mukti padeshadayava. And they leave that life. But what the very important point is, mukti padeshadayava. What is mukti? Mukti is liberation from what? From the three mode of nature. And the influence of the three mode of nature, because of that particular things, we are entitled or entangled for this past, the old ill effects. Because of this three modes of nature, we're entangled to do mistakes. We're entitled to do, we're compelled to mistakes. We're compelled to do papam. But because of the mercy of the Lord, what they do, they transcendent from the mode of natures, and mukti pade, they liberated from the mukti. They liberated from the three modes of nature. And that's why Krishna is, they're very, very dear to Krishna. And here, this point, Nanda Baba says, he is dying because of the papa. The death happened because of the papa. But what happens to the sadhu? Sadhu are protected. The sadhus are protected because they have moved away from the fear zone and they're always been protected by Krishna. Ananya Chintayantu Mam Jojana Parupashyate Desham Nitya Abhijuktanam Jugakhyamam Vahamyaham Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Chadushkrita. Now here Krishna is taking place. They're taking this responsibility. Because you moved away from the papa, now you're Jananam Punya Karmanam. Now you're engaged in the Punya Karma. What is the most exalted Punya Karma? The highest level of Punya Karma? To be in Krishna consciousness. So when you are engaging in Krishna consciousness, then Krishna take charge of yours. And that's why it is saying, Sadhu Samatvena Bhayam Uchyate Amuchyate. Right? And this is, and Prabhupada says, the exalted devotees are always dependent on Krishna's protection. They are always dependent on Krishna. Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yoga Junjan Madashraya Asansaya Samagramam Jatha Gyasasitasmano. If you listen to this verse, particular verse, what it says, what is the whole objective of Krishna giving the explanation of Bhagavad Gita to human being? If you look at very narratively, very analytically, you'll see this is the only point. Madasraya. Madasraya. Always be dependent on me. Develop the habit, develop the dependency culture. And Prabhupada has taught this particular aspect. How to be always dependent on Krishna. How to be always dependent on the devotees. How to be dependent on the mercy of Guru. So that becoming dependent on self-effort is dangerous. You'll never be protected. But when you're dependent on this mercy of the Krishna, what happens? You're always protected. Guaranteed. That protection is guaranteed. And Krishna says, stay in that platform of Mayas Madasraya. Always be under mine, take the shelter of mine. And if you understand very minutely the 10 tattvas of Srimad Bhagavatam, and out of the 10 tattvas, what is the final tattva? That is Asraya tattva. And Asraya tattva, this is the ultimate tattva of Krishna consciousness, or the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the ultimately Asraya means fixed shelter. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanaman mam prapadyate. After many, many births, we could understand who is Krishna, who am I, and what is my relationship with Krishna. But knowing this, jnanaman, after knowing this, what we do that is important points. Are you taking the shelter of Krishna after knowing the tattva logically? And that's the exhibition. That is the complete bonus. That means the ultimate, the nectar of Krishna Katha, the Srimad Bhagavatam. Ultimately taking the shelter of Krishna. Manoshmaret asupate gunaste bihita bhaktarma karotu kaya. Ultimately, even Vishma Pitamaha says, Dhritarashtra says, Manoshmaret asupate gunaste. Let me engage in the devotional service of the lotus feet of the people, of the devotees, those who are engaging each and every moment with their mind, with their body, in their words, in your service. Let me engage there. And that should be the ultimate goal of my life. And then only when you're having that goal, the intention behind that, then only you can take the seriousness and sincerity in going to the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. And Krishna says, Maya Sakta, develop the attachment. Maya Sakta. Yoga Junjan, effort, put effort to be associated with me and take my shelter. And here he says, Because the devotee are taking shelter of Krishna and their devotee, they feel protected and they are upasthita, right? They are moving away from bhayam. They never feel fear. There is no fear in their heart. Otherwise, what is the ultimate, the opposite of that? Sada samudbigdham. Always in the mode of anxiety, right? Sada samudbigdham. And this is the two different, completely two sides of the life. Always in anxiety, and another is completely fearless. And Krishna Katha is so nectarian. That's why in the very beginning, Parikshit Maharaj requested Sukdev Goswami, "Oh Prabhu, please help me," gives the nectar of Krishna Katha. And the Krishna Katha is the one who gives the pleasure to the mind and also to the senses and to the Atma. Mangalam. And this is the only nectar that a devotee always releases. And they feel protected, seriously protected. And they never lament, right? And that's why Krishna loved it. Advishta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmama nirahang krutva sukham dukkham samah. Krishna is very, very dear to devotees. And here one particular point of time, Prabhupada mentioned that, yeah, that why this Gop Sakha are very dear to Krishna. And Krishna wanted to play with Jashoda Maya, Nanda Baba, Gop Sakha. Because of this unconditional surrender to Krishna. Krishna ji Amar, Krishna ji Amar, right? Krishna is mine. Krishna is only mine. When you think about only Krishna is mine and he is my ultimate protector, then only the surrender bhava will come. And Krishna loves that particular point. And when Krishna loves, we all understand what happened. You must have little bit one day or some day you might have felt this pleasure, right? When you feel that I am protected by Krishna, when you feel I'm associated with Krishna, when you feel that Krishna is near to me, when you feel that Krishna is very closer in my heart, when you feel that Krishna is very closer and moving around in my house, right? How you feel? How do you feel? Protected. The ultimate pleasure will come. But when that comes, that moment is definitely comes. Krishna never says, go to Vrindavan. Krishna never says, you come to my Golok Vrindavan, you'll be getting pleasure. And anyhow, we are very, very fortunate, Narahari Prabhu, with his blessings. We are moving from this dham to Golok Vrindavan dham in very shortly. Prabhu is really very eager to move us from the Vaikuntha dham to where? Golok Vrindavan dham. And we'll definitely have the pleasure of entering to the Golok dham. But for that, we need to have a mood for that. We need to prepare ourselves. If you are really ready to go enter into that, ready to enter into Golok Vrindavan dham. So what should be the mood? Krishna is with me. I am with Krishna and Krishna is with me, right? And that's why Krishna says, Iswara sarva bhutana hriddes Arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani jantra rudhani mayaya tvameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata, right? I'm residing in everybody's heart. He's residing in all of us, right? In everybody's heart. And stay closer to him. Feel that Krishna is with me. Krishna is my Sakha, my Surhudam Sarvabhutanam, right? And when we enter into that mode, then only we will be moving from Vaikuntha to Golok Vrindavan. I cannot say we are in the Prithvi. I'm definitely with Narahari Prabhu, all the senior devotees, we can say we are in Vaikuntha as of now. But we'll be definitely entering to the relief of Golok Vrindavan, maybe in another 3-4 days or maybe a week time. But definitely Janmashtami is the beginning. But the celebration of our the establishment of the new temple that will be entering into Golok Vrindavan, and we should develop that inquisitiveness. The platform should be very clearly clear. And what is the best way we can create that platform within the heart? How best we can create the platform in our heart? Can you do it by our own effort? Can you do it by chanting loudly? And yeah, that is the only way. But the best way is to begging for the mercy of the Vaishnava. Please, please, please help me. Be merciful on me. Give me your blessing. Give me your lotus dust so that I can purify myself and understand the nectar of the relationship between Krishna and myself. And that should be the mood from today, from now, so that you can enter into Golok Vrindavan in next one, maybe 20, 25 days. 26th is the day, Prabhu. The temple opening, 27th, 28th, and 29th. So that's, we should be ready in the Golok Vrindavan. And we dance in Ekasti with all the Vaishnavas and Matajis and Prabhujis, so that we enjoy each and every moment of Krishna Katha and the association of the Lord. Right? And with that, what happens? The Trinavruta dies. Let's go back to our. And after a few days, what happened? Jasoda Maya was thinking and thinking and thinking, how come Krishna becomes so heavy on my lap? How come the heaviness come, and what is the reason of getting this heaviness from Krishna? He started thinking, he started looking at the body, looking at everything of every side of the Krishna. And finally, what they did, what feeding, the breastfeeding, we're doing our breastfeeding. He started thinking, let me find out if there is something in Krishna's mouth. What happened? She with her both the with her fingers, with the hand, he started opening the mouth of Krishna. And he started having a look towards inside. And what he saw? He saw entire gradually Krishna is expanding. Krishna is expanding, and the mouth is expanding. And for a moment, he could see, she could see what? The entire universe in the mouth of Krishna. All the sun, the stars, the moon, the flower, the beautiful fragrance, the beautiful birds, glittering birds, everything was visible. All the 14 planetary systems, the Vaikuntha, Golok Vrindavan, everything she could see in the mouth of Krishna. And she could not believe herself. Oh my God, what happens? Aham prabhava sarvashaha mata sarva pravartate. Everything is inside me, and I am in everything. And this was exhibited to Krishna, by Krishna to Jasoda Maya. Why Jasoda Maya could see that position? Why she could see? Krishna wanted to see her. And this is how Jasoda Maya could see the position of Krishna. But what happened? What if, suppose Mataji, you got to know that your child is the supreme personality of God, at what will feel? You lose your motherhood, right? Krishna never wanted Jasoda Maya to bereft. Sorry, Krishna never wanted Jasoda Maya to be bereft from this loving exchange of the mother and children. So immediately what happens? With the mercy of the Krishna, Jasoda Maya could forget what she saw it. But the Acharya is very, very merciful to all of us. Though Jasoda Maya could not describe, but Goswami and Vyasadeva could narrate all the happenings, what is happening, what is the mood of Krishna, what is the mood of Jasoda Maya, and it narrated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And because of their mercy, what we are doing, we could release this, the nectarian, the Lila of Krishna. And that is why the Acharyas are more merciful to us. And that's how the Krishna shown everything to Jasoda Maya, because Krishna wanted to show her. And that's why, even in the very small thing, that means many of us, all of us are sitting here, but the level of getting the pleasure of the mallow, this particular taste of this mallow is different, right? What Prabhuji will be expressing may not be, you must not be expressing that kind of similar things, right? We're not in the same platform. But when we entered into the platform of kingdom, Krishna kingdom, what happens? With the mercy of Krishna, that pleasure get exhibited, get manifested. That's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says that Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet graham indriyam. Sivan mukhe hi zivade salpam eva spuratid. The devotional service in the heart is not created or generated by your self-effort. It is the mercy of the Krishna that get manifested in the heart inside. So what is the objective with that? What should be the intent? The intent is not to release the nectar of Pratha, but to intent is to pray submissively to Krishna. Oh Krishna, oh Vaishnava, oh Guru, please help me so that I get the test of understanding the Krishna Katha. So that the test get manifested. All these things get manifested. The bhava got manifested in my heart. So that should be the prayer. Gurudev Krupa Bindu Diya Karai Dase Trinapeksha Atihina. That should be the prayer. And without that, we cannot get the nectar. We cannot have the develop. We cannot have the test of even uh, taking the name of chanting the name. That's what it says. Sakale Shammana Karite Sakati Dehunath Jatha Jatha. Tavito Gaivo Harinam Sute Aparadha. Harinam, the test of Harinam will come. The test of the Srimad Bhagavatam will come. When we do, we get the mercy of Guru. Because we are by ourselves, we are not capable. By ourselves, we are not in that exalted position. But to get the exalted position, we always seek the blessings of Guru and Vaishnava. And with Guru and Vaishnava's blessings, the blessings of Krishna will come. And this is the wonderful, the pastime, the Sakatasur, Trinavruta, and swaying Mother Jashoda, the entire universe in the mouth of Krishna has come to the end. But what is the learning? Trinavruta, if you look at the Trinavruta, the hurricane, the tornado comes to our mind. It is a representation of our mind, right? Everything is settled in Vrindavan, right? Everything is settled in Vrindavan. Every calm, quiet, everybody is enjoying. But all of a sudden, the Trinavruta came. So similarly, in our day-to-day life also, everything is settled. But all of a sudden, something, the enviousness, the jealousy, the greed, the lust crop up from the mind, and that creates a hurricane effect, right? And hurricane is related to what? The wind, Vayu. And Arjuna says is Chanchalahi Mana Krishna Pramarthi Balabam Drudam. Tasyaham Nigrahamanne Vayureva Shaduskra. It is very easy to control the Vayu, but it is very difficult to control the mind. But even controlling the mind is also what is only when you take the shelter of lotus feet of Guru, take the shelter of mantra, then only we can subdue the mind and engage our mind in Krishna consciousness. And this is the learning that we have. So what are the key learnings? Number one is how to move away from the papa, how to engage in Krishna consciousness and being totally dependent on Krishna, dependent on the mercy of the Vaishnavas and dependent on the mercy of Gurus. Then only we can move away from this three mode of nature to the realm of Brahma Bhuta state. And from that state, we can understand the devotional service and engage in Krishna consciousness. So this is the wonderful pastime of Krishna and gopis. And we have another 5 minutes. We can take the question. But before that, two very important words that gopis are narrating. Gopis very well knew who is Krishna. Nakhalu Gopika. They very described. You are not the son of Gopi. You are not Nanda Baba. You are not the child of Nanda Baba. But you are the one who is exhibiting. You are residing in everybody's heart. And he says, Vishajala Payat Vyala Rakshasat Varashamarutat Vaidhute Nalat Vishama Atmaja Vishyato Bhayat Rishavate Bhayam Rakshitamahu. Keep on protecting from everything. And they described about all the asuras, everything. But the most important point is Krishna is not only protecting from the external enemies, but what the Gopi says? Atmaja. Vishama Atmaja. All the impurity coming out from the Atmaja, the self-generated vishas, the poison, you're protecting from that also. You're protecting from external thing, that is okay. But most importantly, you're protecting from the poison, Vishama Atmaja. All the visha, the poison that flowing in the body, the mind, heart, and soul, because of the self-generated, you're protecting us from that also. Right? This is the level of protection Krishna gives to you. And what says, that's why your Kathamrut is very important. Travana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuri Gunantite Bhuridav. Tava Kathamrutam Tapta Jivanam. For this Tapta Jivan, the contaminated soul, each and every moment it is burning, right? We're burning each and every moment. padam padam vipadam. And for every moment, for the tapta jivan, for what? Your katha is the only essence. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi vididitam kalmashapa. This is the only solution to uplift yourself from all the kalmasha and the sapa. And when we are talking about the kalmasha and sapa, this is the elements of your papa, right? And this is how you are getting benefited from the Krishna Katha. And those who are describing the Katha also will be glorified by all the devatas, right? So this is the important. And that's why it is the wonderful. That's why Sukdev Goswami, while describing about the Aghasur and Brahma Bamohan Lila, Parikshit Maharaj finally says, Vayam Dhanyatama Loke. We are the most fortunate people into the entire planetary system. Because why? Because we got the opportunity to listen Krishna Katha. We got the opportunity to listen Krishna Katha from whom? From an exalted devotee like Sukdev Goswami. And that is the ultimate solution for all of us to liberate from this three mode of nature and to take care of our all this anartha and also the papam. Hare Krishna. With this ends of this very, very, very amazing Krishna Katha. That is Trinavruta, liberation of Trinavruta. And if we have any questions or any comments or anything, I'll beg my obeisance to all these senior devotees because I understand my position. I'm very level. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
What a nice analysis you are giving about how Prabhupada has made our temples as Vaikuntha. You also made a point that we are moving from Vaikuntha to Goloka Vrindavan. Am I right?
Right.
From here to we are going there. But earlier to that, you said that if you have Irsha, you cannot enter Goloka Vrindavan. So there is a lot of anxiety with me. How does we overcome that?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, you got the better answer than me. Please, Prabhu. So Irsa is, my Guru Maharaj says, and I will describe a very past time with my Guru Maharaj. And it was in the year 2008. There was a class in Noida temple and Guru Maharaj delivered the temple lectures and we were going to our house for the night stay. And while I was taking Guru Maharaj with a very merciful manner, he says, Arjun Sakha, little bit of everything is okay. Or maybe sometimes you may lose everything of your life. Your house may be burned. All the family members may die. You may lose all your relationship. They may be separated from you. But remember one thing. Never, 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 never be envious to any Vaishnava. Never be envious to Vaishnava. So I instantly asked this question. Guru Maharaj, my position is such in a mundane position. You know that my situation, extremely, extremely poor in this situation. I never cultivated these things, but how can I come to that position? I never envy to anybody. Guru Maharaj says, just take the shelter of Vaishnava and pray to them for their lotus feet. And the most important phase is always understand the position that I am meek and weak. And I cannot by myself move away from the Irsa. And I don't have that capacity, but the Krishna has got potency. Vaishnavas, the blessings of Vaishnavas has got the potency. And with that potency, I can get rid of this Irsa in my heart. And he has given me a very quote unquote, a wonderful point. Glorify Vaishnava every day. That's how we can move away from the Irsa. Glorify Vaishnava. And this is the sure shot, speediest way of moving away from Mirza. This is, I'm sorry, Prabhu, I may not be giving the right or maybe correct answer. If you have anything, please. We have so many senior devotees. We can take this.
Or shall we take it as that we glorify more in more Vaishnavas here so that we get admission there?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Mike.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhu is
Prabhuji, if we read Brihad Bhagavatamrita, in that there's a clear reference that a person cannot travel from Vaikunta to Goloka Vrindavana. But from Goloka Vrindavana, they can travel to Vaikunta. This is the description by Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. What do you have to say about this dimension?
This is a tricky question, Prabhu. Basically, I never read this Vaikunt to Golok Vrindavan, the entry to Golok Vrindavan. But for us, let's understand our perspective. Who we are human being, and we are a special privilege for that. Do you agree with that, Prabhu? We got a very special privilege as a human being, right? Uddhasya ardham prashati jasata Sakha gode prabudha vishaya pravala adhasya mulani anushantatani karmanu bandhini manushyalo. And because we are engaged in Krishna consciousness, because we are under the shelter of Guru, because we are under the shelter of Krishna, we got the desire to enter into Krishna consciousness, Golok Vrindavan, right? With that desire, whether you are in the Vaikuntha, Brahmalok, or it does not matter. From here, as a human being, as a devotee, you can enter directly to the Golok Vrindavan. And Prabhupada very clearly mentioned, very openly he disclosed it. If you are following the four regulative principle, chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, whether you are getting the front door, if you're not getting the front door entry, I'll make you enter into Golok Vrindavan from the back. So whether Sanatana Goswami is giving this from Vaikuntha, it may be applicable to people, those who are sitting in Vaikuntha Lok, but it is not applicable to person who is sitting here in Prithvi. That is the privilege that we have. I hope I could.
Thank you for bringing me down from Vaikuntha Loka to Manava Loka.
If anybody would like to give a highlight on this, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, Dhari Prabhuji's question is, he's such a senior devotee. I don't want to comment on his question. It's a wonderful question and wonderfully you answered. But I heard in one of the classes, during COVID times, online was going on. So one devotee asked one question is, every time we say the reason why we came down is enviousness. So now how to identify that we are envy with some devotee? Now, in the devotional climate environment, it may happen that we may not really know that we are envying to some devotee. So we may try to avoid his association. So the question to the then person giving class was, Prabhuji, first of all, how do I identify that I am envious to that particular devotee, and what do I do to overcome that? So that devotee who answered, this was a class arranged from Australia. HK is there in Australia. So that I think Gopikesh Prabhu or some devotee was there. He answered that first of all, you had to identify what is enviousness. Enviousness can mean that he is doing a wonderful kirtan, I am not able to do. But you are in the charge of a position where you can deprive him of a service. So because you feel he's such a good in service and you have the chance to give him or not, you avoid giving him service. So then what? That is one case. So then they asked, what can you do in that case? So he said, you associate more with that devotee to whom you don't really like. You associate with him more. Probably you will be, meeting him more and more. You may even land to the verge of even offending him, but eventually you will land up loving him or whatever, caring for him. So that's what I heard it in the class. How to overcome enviousness is to associate more with that devotee, because we have to identify. And it is very natural, Prabhuji. Even in 22 years in my devotional service environment, I have seen we devotees sometimes do end up disliking each other. So the more answer is more, maybe that is because of enviousness. We have to associate more with those devotees to whom we don't really like them. We may avoid giving them services. We may not really like them. We may avoid giving them classes. We may avoid them giving them importance. We have to give, and we have to put ourselves lesser. That's what I heard. Just wanted to add this.
Very wonderful, Prabhu. Wonderful point. And this is how Prabhuji has mentioned how to identify that you are envious. The number one things that indicate is your attitude towards service will fall down. You're not having the develop the interest or maybe inquisitiveness or the love in devotee association. Number one. Number two, your interest to listen Krishna Katha will fall down, gradually go down. And also, ultimately, it will you're losing interest in Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the indication. That's why, if you remember the pastime of Rupa Goswami, and while doing the Vaishnava Aparad, and he started developing the distaste of Harinam, and immediately what he did, what the shelter he did, he took the shelter of Sanatan Goswami. And he asked, brother, I'm not getting the test. What to do? Bring more association of devotees. Have a Vaishnava bhoj, dadati prati guhyati guhyamakhyati prichati, bhunje bhunjayatischaiva sadvidhi priti lakshana. Engage in the sadvidhi priti lakshana. And thereafter, what you'll do? You'll identify what the mistake is. And they identified. And beautifully, there is an example. That's how we can keep a radar on ourselves. If I'm developing the test, whether I'm doing aparad or no aparad, whether we are exalted or we are in a minimalist situation, that we can always check. Any Mataji's, any questions? Nothing has come from you. We are having.
We're short.
Thank you. Thank you very
Any
much.
questions there? We can take it offline. That's not.
What is already 7. Vancha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to assembled devotee. All glories to assembled devotee. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.